The US is going through a construction spree that puts China to shame. With several unprecedented mega projects in progress, 2025 could be the big leap forward that will help keep America as the global leader in urban development. From underground highways with no traffic lights, a train that outruns traffic by hours, and a wind farm powerful enough to light up 1 million homes. These aren't dreams. They're real mega projects under construction across the United States today. Let's start off with a skyscraper that will break records not just in America, but in the entire Western Hemisphere. Legends Tower. The Legends Tower is an under-construction super-tall skyscraper in Oklahoma, boasting an extreme height. Standing at 1,907 feet, it will become the 6th largest building in the world once constructed. At the same time, it will be the tallest building in the Western Hemisphere. Not only that, but it is going to stand out in the skyline because there are no other super tall structures in the vicinity. While 3 smaller towers will be built next to it, they will only reach heights of about 350 feet. And that means the lucky few who will get to live in this skyscraper will have an unobstructed view of Oklahoma's skyline. The Legends Tower is going to be a mixed-use building with 1,776 apartments, a luxury hotel, and 110,000 square feet of retail space. Plus, there are plans to build restaurants and viewing platforms on the top floors, providing a view like no other. Despite some issues with zoning restrictions, the project is still ongoing, though there have been no predictions regarding when it will be finished. While the Legends Tower is tall, it doesn't quite compare in scale to this next mega project. Hudson Yards. New York is the most densely populated and overdeveloped city in the United States, but people are finding intuitive ways to build more in it, as is the case for the Hudson Yards. When the developers couldn't find enough land for real estate development, they decided to build over a working rail yard. A whole mini-city is being created on platform bridges hanging over 30 active rail tracks and 2 railway tunnels. And on those platforms, a whole neighborhood is being formed, including high-rises, shopping malls, a hotel, and residential buildings. And the crown gem in the middle is the vessel. This 150 feet tall honeycomb structure acts as a viewing platform. The 80 landings each give a unique perspective of the city, with the view changing with each flight of stairs. The Hudson Yards is also home to The Shed, a one-of-a-kind cultural center that features a retractable shell, which can be raised to increase the space within for larger art performances. Aside from that, the project also includes the Equinox line, which is an elevated park built on top of an abandoned railway line. But the work isn't done yet. The Hudson Yards has only finished its Phase 1. The next phase will see many more skyscrapers being built. All the while, the railway tracks underneath continue operations uninterrupted. Now, how about a project that has a rather distinct-looking structure, sparking controversy? The Amazon HQ2. The Amazon HQ2, located in Pentagon City, is the expansion of the Seattle headquarters of Amazon, essentially functioning as a second headquarters for the organization. Part of the project has already been completed. Amazon has already built a 22-story tower that houses 8,000 employees, as well as renovated the Metropolitan Park at a cost of $14 million. Additionally, they have erected the Queen City, an art installation designed by Nikisha Durrett. It is a tribute to a former black community that was located in the area. The community was demolished to make way for the Pentagon, and this tower-like structure memorializes them. The planned Phase 2 of the project will see the addition of cool new structures, including the helix. This tower will have a unique spiral shape similar to a double helix of DNA, though some sources have pointed out that the concept art looks more like a certain emoji. Funny-looking building aside, Phase 2 will also expand the capacity of the HQ to 50,000 workers, bringing in more jobs. Though one thing Amazon is doing right with its new HQ is the integration of sustainable systems. All the structures will be powered completely by renewable energy. The water will also be recycled, and the entire HQ will incorporate greenery to promote a healthier environment. While Amazon is taking a small step with its sustainable architect, this next project takes environmental friendliness to another level. Chokecherry and Sierra Madre Wind Energy Project. The Chokecherry and Sierra Madre Wind Energy Project is set to become the largest wind farm in the U.S. upon its expected completion in 2026. The project has been divided into two phases. In Phase 1, the authorities seek to build 225 wind turbines providing a power output of around 1,800 megawatts. And in the second phase, the project will see 375 more turbines being erected, bringing the total power output to nearly 3,000 megawatts. That much electricity is enough to power 1 million households. While the power output is impressive, it is only made possible because of the farm's unique geography. The wind farm is being built near Rawlins, Wyoming, where wind speeds reach Class 6 and Class 7 ratings on the Beaufort scale. That is the highest rating on the scale, meaning the winds around this region are extremely fast, and that in turn means the turbines can spin faster and produce a lot more energy. At the same time, the extreme wind speeds present a unique challenge. Since the winds are fastest during the day, it is impossible to erect new windmills during that time. So experts had to work around it and install the windmills during the night when the wind speeds are slower. Despite the challenges, this mega project will be completed soon, becoming a major electrical plant for the state of California. Speaking of California, the Golden State also has a revolutionary mega project in progress. California High-Speed Rail. The California High-Speed Rail is the biggest mega project under construction in the United States, and it is as ambitious as it is expensive. The project has been divided into two phases. Phase 1 will see the construction of a high-speed rail system extending from San Francisco to Los Angeles. The trains running these routes will be reaching speeds of 200 miles per hour, making them the fastest in the United States. And that speed will translate to a lot of time saved. Just traveling between San Francisco to Los Angeles nonstop would only take 2 hours and 40 minutes, a route that usually takes about 6 hours by car. But the scope of the project extends far beyond that. In the future, the high-speed rail is going to be extended to a total of 800 miles, reaching Sacramento and San Diego as part of its Phase 2. Not only that, but authorities are also including the modernization of statewide rail into the project. The California High-Speed Rail is a huge undertaking, and it is going to take a lot of funding to achieve. Phase 1 alone is expected to cost between $89 to $128 billion, and while the San Francisco to the Los Angeles line was predicted to go into operation by 2033, the significant construction delays and cost overruns mean we probably won't see this project finished by that deadline.
California lawmakers are doubling down on ensuring the controversial high-speed rail project continues, and that's despite ongoing funding issues and delays.
Still, it is fascinating to imagine how transportation will look once the high-speed rail is finally finished. Meanwhile, Las Vegas is going through its own transport revolution with this next mega project. Convention Center Loop. The Convention Center Loop in Las Vegas is a brainchild of Elon Musk that is supposed to revolutionize transportation. Made by the Boring Company, a subsidiary of SpaceX, this system of underground tunnels connects 8 stations. But instead of trains, passengers are ferried between these stations using Teslas. Now, there are certain advantages to this system that set it apart. There is no issue with traffic. The whole system is a closed loop with only company vehicles inside, so everything can be managed efficiently. Secondly, unlike trains, the passengers don't have to arrive at fixed times to catch a ride. While the center loop is already up and running, it is still very much a work in progress. The Boring Company is intermittently drilling more tunnels to expand the loop. Plus, there are plans for the Teslas to be driverless in the future, making the whole system automated. It is an ambitious project that provides a unique solution to the traffic congestion problem plaguing the most populous cities of the U.S. But is the price tag worth it? The project has already cost $53 million at the time of its opening in 2021, and that number will rise up dramatically as the expansion continues. Still, this mega project hasn't been as expensive as this next one. Portal North Bridge Replacement. The Portal Bridge over the Hackensack River remains the busiest train span in the Western Hemisphere, with nearly 200 passengers crossing it daily via train. And while it served its purpose well, recently it has started to become a bit of a bottleneck. The bridge has a low clearance of just 20 feet, which means it has to swing open to let ships pass underneath, and that introduces delays for the trains. Plus, it has become mechanically outdated, presenting a safety hazard due to its rusting and aged components. So to remedy that, the government is building a replacement bridge. The $1.8 billion mega project is well underway. The first arch of the new bridge was constructed in 2024. It was floated into place and then fixed atop the reinforced constructed piers that act as the foundations. Similarly, the other arcs have also been constructed on land and then floated into place. The last arch is expected to be installed in 2025, and once that is done, the first track of the Portal North Bridge will be functional by 2026, but the second track is expected to only open once the project finishes in 2027. The new bridge solves most of the issues that plagued the old one. It has a water clearance of 50 feet, meaning ships can easily pass underneath it without any need for mechanically moving the bridge to make way. It will also facilitate a higher train speed of 90 miles per hour, while the older bridge only supported 60 miles per hour due to its aging, weaker structure. This next project isn't on American soil, technically, but out in the sea. Vineyard Wind. Located off the shore of Massachusetts near Martha's Vineyard Island is Vineyard Wind. This $4 billion mega project is halfway through achieving its goal of installing 62 wind turbines out in the sea, catching the uninterrupted sea winds. Each wind turbine is capable of outputting 13 megawatts of electricity, and combined, they will be producing 804 megawatts. That's enough to power 400,000 homes. It is a huge step forward for the United States towards transitioning over to clean energy and cutting down on emissions. Right now, 23 of the 62 turbines have been built, of which 17 are in operation. What's even more fascinating is the building process. The construction begins when a structure called a monopile is staked into the seabed using hydraulic hammers. The wind turbine is then installed on top of it in pre-built segments, with the monopile acting as the foundation. Once installed, the windmills catch the sea breeze, and the resulting power is then transferred to the grid using submarine cables. And while these wind turbines are tall, they don't come close to the next mega project the U.S. is working on. Waldorf Astoria Residences. The Waldorf Astoria is a mega project that will change Miami's skyline forever. This super tall skyscraper will stand at a staggering 1,040 feet. That would make it the tallest building in the southeastern United States, as it will be about 20 feet higher than the Bank of America Plaza. But it is not just about making the tallest building. The architects have placed a unique focus on its design. The structure is designed to look like a bunch of boxes stacked atop each other, and that creates the illusion of the building being segmented instead of being one single structure. Each box section is massive, comprising 10 to 11 stories. The Waldorf Astoria will include 1-bedroom and 2-bedroom apartments, a hotel, and a 5-floor penthouse, all contained within its 100-floor design. And buying one of those apartments isn't going to be cheap. The 1-bedroom ones are all sold out already, and the 2-bedroom ones are starting at $3.3 million. That's a hefty sum, but the unmatched view will probably be worth it. The Waldorf Astoria is expected to be finished by January 2028, since the construction has already started. Now how about a bridge that has a billionaire pretty angry over its construction? Gordie Howe International Bridge. The Gordie Howe International Bridge is a mega project designed to make travel over the Detroit River more convenient. It will connect Detroit, Michigan in the U.S. with Windsor, Ontario in Canada. The bridge will consist of 2 towers located on each bank of the river, and extending from these towers will be 216 cable stays that will hold up the middle part of the bridge. The roadway will have 6 lanes in total, spanning 1.6 miles. And at its highest, the bridge will be 151 feet above water. But why is this bridge so important? Well, the current bridge that facilitates travel over the Detroit River in the area is the Ambassador Bridge, which opens into city streets, hindering traffic flow. The Gordie Howe International Bridge, however, is designed to allow for unimpeded traffic by linking Interstate 75 directly to Highway 401, circumventing the city streets. But building this crucial crossing point did not come without its challenges. Initially, there was heavy opposition from the owner of the Ambassador Bridge, Manuel "Matty" Maroon, who did not want to see his earnings take a hit from the new bridge. And once that was dealt with, next came construction delays that have pushed the opening of the Gordie Howe International Bridge to the fall of 2025. And while the Gordie Howe International Bridge is going to smooth out the traffic flow on land, this next project is going to do the same for U.S. air traffic. JFK Airport Expansion. The JFK Airport is in the middle of one of its largest expansions to date. The airport handles 62 million passengers a year, and with these expansions, it will be able to facilitate even more. A $19 billion project seeks to add 2 new terminals to the airport. The Terminal 1 and 2 will be replaced by a larger 2.7 million square feet terminal with 23 international gates. And on the northern end of the airport, another terminal will be built, featuring 12 international gates capable of serving wide-bodied aircraft. Additionally, the older terminals are getting expanded and modernized to keep up with the modern air travel demands. Terminal 4 will have an addition of 16 new gates, and Terminal 8 will get a 3-gate expansion to increase its capacity. The project also seeks to build a centralized ground transportation center for better logistics. Plus, all the road networks in the airport are being redesigned to improve efficiency and productivity. The JFK Airport expansion is a crucial mega project for the United States, as it will increase the functionality of one of the busiest airports in the world and allow for better management of air traffic to the U.S. Moving on, we have a rather unique-looking architectural wonder that will grace the American skyline in the near future. 350 Park Avenue. This is the 350 Park Avenue, a proposed skyscraper in Midtown Manhattan standing at an impressive 1,650 feet. What makes this structure unique is its look. It may seem like a bunch of books stacked on top of each other at first sight, but the actual design inspiration is quite different. The building represents a series of glass flutes rising out of the ground, with a step design rising to one side. And to further emphasize that glass-like look, each of the bays on the tower is covered by curved glass windows. The prime focus during construction is going to be on maximizing natural light. This is why the entire building has been designed to minimize columns and maximize the number of windows. A useful design choice considering that 350 Park Avenue is going to be an office building, not a residential one. Up next, we have a project that will connect two major cities. Hudson Tunnel Project. The Hudson Tunnel is a $16 billion project seeking to build a new railway tunnel under the Hudson River. This tunnel will be used to connect New York and New Jersey as part of the Northeast Corridor, which also happens to be the busiest passenger rail line in America. There are two parts to this project. First, the authorities will be building the new double-track tunnel stretching from Bergen to Manhattan. And once that is finished, they will be rehabilitating the North River Tunnel that also goes under the Hudson River, but got damaged by Hurricane Sandy in 2012, reducing its functionality. All that is going to be quite an expensive affair. The tubes in the North River Tunnel will have to be closed one by one, reducing the flow of railway traffic, expected to cost the authorities $100 million a day in lost revenue, but that loss will be well worth the effort. When the rehabilitated North River Tunnel and the new Hudson Tunnel open in 2038, they will provide 4 modernized railway tubes crossing the Hudson instead of just the 2 we have right now. This will eliminate the bottleneck we have right now due to the fewer tunnel tubes, in turn boosting revenue and economic growth. Speaking of removing bottlenecks, this next mega project seeks to take care of New York's traffic problem using tunnels. 2nd Avenue Subway. The 2nd Avenue Subway is another mega project to facilitate travel in New York. A part of this subway route has already been built under 2nd Avenue and is fully functional, but this small segment is only part of the whole. There are 3 more phases planned and under construction, which will expand the subway line significantly. Once finished, the full line will connect Harlem with Hanover Square, boasting 16 stations and stretching 8.5 miles. The proposed twin tunnels will be dug using boring machines for most parts. And where that is not viable, the authorities intend to use the cut-and-cover method. They will dig to the required depth by creating a trench, build the tunnel inside it, and then fill up the trench once again. But what will be the benefit of a mega project like this, costing $17 billion? Well, New York is congested as is, and the new subway line will help take some pressure off the roads above. Additionally, the experts expect about 560,000 passengers to use the line every day, raking in a significant revenue to boost the economy. As for when this mega project will be finished, the contract for Phase 2 was awarded in August 2025, so probably we can see it completed in the coming years. And after that, the planned Phases 3 and 4 are expected to follow. The US is also working on mega projects to make car travel easier, like this next one. Hampton Road Tunnel. The Hampton Road Tunnel is a crucial connection point between Hampton and Norfolk. This road and tunnel system is so important that just in 2008, it was experiencing a peak traffic flow of 100,000 vehicles per day, and that number has only grown since, resulting in congestion. Experts have spent years trying to figure out how exactly to improve the flow of traffic through this crucial crossing, and the answer they have decided on is to expand the tunnels even more. So in 2016, a $3.3 billion expansion project was launched, seeking to double the tunnel's number of lanes from just 4 to 8. They also plan to build new bridge tunnels to further facilitate the flow of traffic. But this expansion is easier said than done. The project requires giant boring machines working non-stop to dig out more tunnels and expand the existing ones. Not only that, but there are threatened migratory birds that nest near the bridge, forcing the work to be stopped temporarily until they leave. As a result, the previously predicted completion deadline of November 2025 has been canceled, and the project is now expected to be completed by February 2027. This next project is also focused on improving traffic, but of a different kind. Puget Sound Gateway. The Puget Sound Gateway is an attempt by the government to fill the major freight routes' missing links in Washington state's highway network. The aim is to expand the 167 and 509 by 2 lanes to facilitate a higher traffic flow. And since these roads serve as a major route for the ports of Tacoma and the Tacoma International Airport, they are seen as an important investment towards improving import and export. The total cost of the project is expected to be around $3.1 billion, and it is expected to be finished by the year 2030. Both routes are going to be expanded simultaneously, with the first sections already completed, though the project does face several challenges. Several parts of the land where the expansions are to be built have poor soil quality, requiring artificial means of consolidating the ground before work can begin. Additionally, the expansion will require the construction of several bridges since the region has a lot of rivers and waterways running through it. Additionally, there has been some criticism regarding the project. Officials who oppose the project have pointed out that there has not been any significant increase in traffic on the proposed route in the past, asking whether there is even a need for an expansion or not. But according to the proponents of the Puget Sound Gateway, this extension is vital for future-proofing the passage to the Tacoma ports and airports when growth does happen in the near future. Plus, there is another issue about the funding goals not being achieved. Whether or not this project sees completion remains undecided. So do you think these projects are worth the amount of effort and money the government and private agencies are throwing at them? Are they really in the best interest of the public? Let me know in the comments down below. I would love to hear your thoughts.